beautiful community. This is Racquel Palmisi. I'm recording my Wisdom Wednesday this week and will be live again next Wednesday at 3 o'clock Pacific time. But meanwhile, I have something I'd like to talk to you about because I think that we keep trying for spiritual connection, and I believe that we try way too hard for it. We will take medicine journeys, we will try to open doors deeply in meditation, we will set a lot of time aside. All this is wonderful, and it does open us to a lot of spiritual energy and connection in its own way. It's almost like we keep chasing a dream that we can never quite get our hands on. And I've heard it so often. I'm trying, I'm really trying, but I'm not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. If anything, the harder I try, the more distanced I feel from what I think spirit is. I just can't reach it. Maybe I'm just not the type that can do that. Maybe I'm not spiritual. Oops. Sorry. Hold on. Using my AirPods for the first time. Let's hope they stay in. Okay. I'm trying again. Yeah, so we keep searching for it, we keep looking for it. And I can't tell you how many times people have asked me for help. Can you just help me feel it? Can you help me feel it more? Can you help me connect with spirit? And to that I say, you don't need my help. And a lot of times that can get them even more frustrated than they were before. I'll just put my hand here and hold it. And the frustration is very real. And I'm sure that some of you that are listening to this at any time now, later, years from now, have experienced or are experiencing the same thing, this deep desire for connection, and how elusive it can feel. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to either bring it in through our mind, or we're trying to channel it in through our emotional bodies so that we feel it. We try to listen so that we can hear it. When we try to listen to spirit, we're trying to hear words come back at us in a language that we understand. We'll go out in nature and we'll feel something. A lot of people feel deep connection to spirit when they're in nature. But even that can feel very limited. Our minds are busy with our daily lives. They're distracting us. We live in a material world that we have learned is something separate from the world of spirit. We've learned that. We've been conditioned to believe that. And our religious leaders and books and teachers have been more than happy to keep it that way, because that keeps us dependent on them for connection. Yes, I go into a beautiful Catholic church, even though I was never raised as a Catholic, and I feel the energy, I feel the presence there, the angelic presence, and the saints that are depicted there seem to all be holding the energy. But I wonder sometimes if the energy that I'm feeling is actually the love and desire that has been placed there by the people that go to that church to try to find God. Excuse me while I fumble with technology here. I have little tiny ears. Anyway, did you ever wonder why we have so many names for God and for Spirit? Why there are so many emanations, iterations of the divine? Thousands of names of gods and goddesses, of the Creator, of God. Have you ever noticed that over time we humans have created God in our own image? The statues and the pictures and the thoughts of God. Even our Bible says that we were made in God's image, and yet that translates to us as a God that looks like us. Even Jesus Christ, who is obviously a Middle Eastern, dark-skinned or olive-skinned person, is depicted as very white. We create our deities to fit our picture of who we are. And there are so many varieties of God that we have imagined and written about and brought in. And somehow over time, through our religions and through our belief systems, we have created a hierarchy of spiritual rules and regulations that have put God in a little box for each of our belief systems, has God contained in a really tiny space that has to follow certain rules set up by the belief system for the believers to follow so that they feel in community with it. But this is all a human production. Because the truth is, the reason it's hard to find connection with God, almost as hard as keeping these ear things in, the reason it's so hard is because we don't relate to it. So let me tell you some truth, as I see it, of course, as I know it, is that we try too hard to reach out to Spirit and whatever we call God, Spirit, whatever we call him, her, they. We try too hard to reach out, or we have an expectation that we should be able to go to a place and have Spirit reach back to us. So we open, we get down on our knees, we pray, we chant. We try to bring in the ephemeral. We try very hard. It's in our nature. Because in the human experience, we have been cut off from the consciousness of our true relationship with the divine. And that's on purpose so that we would live these lives and play with these ear things and stuff. But if you seek connection, come to a place where you realize that God, Spirit, is already with you, already in your body, already exists in every cell and atom of your being, of everything around you. That every time you take a breath, that yes, you're breathing in oxygen, whatever else might be in the air, but you're also breathing in spiritual energy. You're already doing it. You don't have to go look for it. It's not outside of yourself. It's already in you. Every thought that you have, good, bad, depressing, insecure, guilty, thrilled, every thought is an emanation of your own divinity. You already are a spirit being having a human life. I know you've probably heard that before. It's a meme. But if you really take it out of the slogan category and bring it into life, that you are a spirit as well as a human. And rather than trying to reach out for some ephemeral angelic form floating around out there, how about if you first set out to know yourself as an emanation of the most high, divine, beautiful creation of a master designer? If you embody and embrace the divinity which is already within you, if you see it in others, if you're willing to train your eyes to expand their vision, you will begin to notice and perceive fields of energy all around you. These fields of energy are all a home for spirit beings of all kinds, energetics and angels and things we don't even understand or know, and we can't know it until we're willing to embody our own spirit being, our own divinity, and actually submit to our own godliness. It doesn't mean that we stop being human at all. But it does mean that we begin to notice an overlay on our everyday life that is all about the divine, that a realm, a spiritual realm exists within our own lives, totally available to us. It doesn't require any special training. It doesn't require a church, although these beautiful places of worship and energetic richness can make it easier to get quiet enough to touch in with your own self. Look around you. Everything, every atom on this planet has an energy field of divinity in it. It's just true. Or nothing would be able to happen. Life as it is here may be troublesome, but it's also very miraculous. There are millions of tiny miracles that happen in every aspect of every day, of every moment, in every breath that we take. The whole thing is, my friends, we don't notice. So how about it? You ready to begin a spiritual journey into the interior landscape of your own divinity and find God so beautifully present right there, always. Thank you. See you next Wednesday.